It's a wonderful time to be here. I'm Spaceman, of course, joined by the one, the wonderful Lemon Kiwi. It's a fun time. Welcome into some RLCS Rocket League, Gen G and Furia. Let's kick it off.
It's going to be a time. Wow.
Okay.
That's a kickoff. Okay, yeah. This is a great start. Things are going well. Gen G, not a doubt in my mind. But, Space, I know you've been influenced by Jorby. I've been influenced by, some things to note on the close qualifier. Furia went to 5 against Hey Bro, lost to Optic. Those were the biggest things where Daz pointed out, and he was like, nah, Gen G got this. And how can you not think so when you're up 2-0 with 8 seconds?
I mean, that kickoff does lead way to the demo, but that's just a mistake by Furia. They double commit towards the left. They play boost over ball.
And holding on, and that's the spark plug from Furia. I think one of the most exciting players, and the one that has to put the cape on. Lost over to Yan on the right side. Lost looking for bumps and making the gap to the bottom left. Yan with the first one for Furia.
This is just big pressure from Lost, right? You have the boost from Yan and a nice recenter. You got a bump in the net. Lost takes out 2, clears the lane, and Gen G
just after that first 8 seconds, we had 2 goals from Gen G. Things have slowed down.
I mean, finally, you get some boost back. So canister's full for apparently Jack, but there were 2 back grabs in the corners that Furia were able to capitalize on, and Lost with a beautiful touch off the setup on the backboard. This was a great play downfield by Furia. It's Lost who sets this up, and Card who gives it on a dish.
Just hits the...
Lost going to play laterally, move back to the midfield. Chronic, of course, getting the call and plays it low, but a big win by 50. By Jan, who gets the 50. That's the sentence. Noli tried to get the reset. Wasn't good enough, but here comes Chronic towards the corner. What a redirect from Noli! Wow! A beautiful play downfield. 15 seconds in the lead for Gen G.
Not a great touch from the defense there of Furia, but Gen G watch parties will also kind of red zone our way through if this is going to be a quick one. Last couple of seconds, and Furia have to move downfield. It's a fight for possession. Yan versus 2. A touch from Gen G sends it down, and that's all she wrote for game 1.
I mean, this is just pressure meets pressure, and Gen G's probably going to win this battle. It's just a doggy bag goal for the road, but you see what...
Furia were down bad, but it's Gen G just keeping possession.
We're looking at 1 shot for Appjack, none for Noli, but Noli is upfield. I thought for a moment he get my awkward touch on the left wheel. Try to scream it around the net. That's a great shot from Yan in the elbow. Perfect setup from the mid-range with a lot of time on the clock, but here comes Furia.
Here comes Furia. They spent a minute in the start of this game pounding this
space like they do so often. Looking at those boost meters for the moment, Furia should have enough to be able to find this clear.
Gen G still looking for the first one after they struck early and struck hard, and they're only bleeding and hemorrhaging more as Furia up 2.
Bates 1, around 2. Beautiful setup from Yan and the finishing from Lost. That's the
Yan is out of boost. Hard waits for how Noli's gonna drop this. He runs out as well. Furia keep that midfield presence. They bring it back for more. Bumping Chronic out of the way, and Yan still gets it in. 3-0 Furia.
It's going to be tough. You watch Gen G's defense here. They're tracking. They're trying to follow up with Lost. Chronic makes it difficult, but Abjack goes up for the stall. The hand gets
pressured. Furia want more. I mean, they're at 0. They need everything they can get. So does Gen G, who got shut out in game 2, and game 3 is not progressing any differently.
Oh,
as Card is asleep.
I think he got caught right on this challenge. It just came in too quickly. Huge 50 from Noli, and Card could not flip back in time. There's no shot.
Tries to make space, but so far, Gen G wasting time is actually favoring them.
There's been a few times where they've cut into the lane, and Gen G have been ready for that pass, but a great flick from Chronic finishes what he started, and that's the danger of overextending. If you're Furia, you lose a 50 and you give it to Chronic on a 1v1, you have to track with this ball, and you're not going to beat this kid. It's not going to happen. A 2-0 lead.
Going through the game 2 replays as much as you can, because
absolutely
the aggression that Furia brought out right off the kickoff, I think, was that momentum pusher for them. And wow, Noli, I don't even know if he touched that. All I care about is Gen G up 1-0.
I mean, all you care about if you're Gen G is that you're up 1-0 as well. Noli just gets a little touch off the back right wheel.
Just for the back wall. Good protection from Furia. How's their counterattack look?
Ooh.
Card misses the pass, and it's a clear from Gen G.
I mean, that redirect and the takeaway from Gen G is so important on the point of contact on that offensive third for Furia. It's a huge clear that sets up Chronic on his lone, and if you're asking him to win a 1v1, he's probably going to do it. You're going to get it to Appjack on a dime. Beautifully set.
Yeah.
And you need clears here because you're going to constantly double commit if you don't have the boost to get this ball out. And that's what Gen G are doing really well. They took a page out of Furia's playbook from game 1. Furia were stealing boost, but that pitch is gross. Are you kidding? What is this counterattack from Yan?
Yan said, demo me one more time. Us back. Now he tries to bump and maybe even got the steal. No, he missed the steal. Chronic against Yan, trying to center this ball out. The defense from Furia reinvigorated as Jack pinches it in, and Gen G up by 2.
Well, that's one way to get back into it, right off of a beautiful read from Yan. Jack plays it perfectly. Stabilized.
Furia need 2 in this second half.
2-goal lead. 148 to play. Jack, huge clear to Chronic. He should be there, but no, I thought Lost might get a hand up. Doesn't even matter. 4-1. Gen G punishing downfield.
Jack has been that setup guy in multiple occasions, even in the shutout game in game 2. He plays while at less than 10 boost when Gen G were only counterattack, which we all know how scary that is. Good to see that this is only 4-1. But with 30 seconds remaining, you got an open net, and Jack doesn't miss those. 5-1 Gen G.
That's the nail in the coffin so far for this series. A 3-1 win it will be here in game 4. A 5-1 scoreline might be the...
We got.
Look, Chad, I respect it. The energy boys and gals and NBs are going to be there, regardless of who you are and where you're watching this team. But let's get into it, because off the opening kickoff, it was Gen G last time. The one thing you're not going to get is probably a lot of defensive mistakes. I say that. It's just good spacing from Gen G. They start off 1-0.
I mean, just like the Furia series, Gen G struck 2 goals within 8 seconds.
It's just 10 behind Dig and a few more behind SSG. So they're one of the teams that can have to make a push for top 6 in NA. They want to get a good chance to make that world spot, which we know Garrett absolutely wants to do. But the pressure is just too much to start. It's relentless. It's consistent. Off the top bar, Chronic parks the bus, sets it up nicely, and you get a triple commit from Garrett as everybody else falls off the play, and Gen G find their second. You're burning a lot of boost if you're NRG to clear this away. Luckily, you've gotten both back pads, and with those 2 demos from Squishy, a power play begins. NRG try to push upfield, but Jack cuts it down.
Double demos from NRG, but as they come up, they stand tall, and Gen G find an open net.
You get 2 demos, and Jack gives it to Chronic. Chronic was overextending upfield from the goal line. This entire spring split is yet to be seen, but I'm excited to watch it unfold. In the game number 2 on Forbidden Temple, NRG desperately looking for their first goal here in the series before Gen G try to strike hot on the other side.
NRG fans are chilling. No longer chilling.
No, they're not.
No. Okay, the first goal for Gen G took 11 seconds in the last game. This one, a little bit more than 30. Oh, that pass to Jack to the left. Deja vu 3-0 by Dignitas, but then came back to win the next 3. Yeah, it took 2 overtimes, but a win's a win. But how do NRG get their first goal? It's a redirect from the midfield. Disgusting 1-1 tie.
Nice little introduction to the RLCS there. A great job on the cast curse, but it gives it one right back. Love it. Welcome in. Squishy, the teammates, the tandem, the duality, as he finds his way to the midfield and space to work. Chronic can't cut down. Garrett, great shot. Double commit on the pinch. Diving save for Gen G as they get back out, and the counterattack is always so deadly. Gen G from apparently Jack with the lead.
Jack. It's Jack. He's cracked. 2-0 to both goals. Sorry, not 2-0.
A couple of misses on the defensive end through the corner for Gen G, but they're keeping the defense at bay. They're forcing that respect on the goal line. That demo's huge. Now you just have to find the clear. Squishy can't get it out. The demo from Jack clears lane, and Chronic finds the goal.
I said watch out for Jack, not because you have to demo him. He's demoing you. Misses that, goes towards the net, takes it out. Red carpet right to the net.
But they haven't had to work overtime to clear the ball away. Maybe a minute. Squishy was looking for the triple tap. There it is. Almost close enough. NRG start to press. They have to keep this one alive to Squishy. The pass, the shot. NRG down by 1.
The patience, the delay to see if the defense was going to make a mistake. That, we're waiting for his friend to get out of the right place at the right time. You robbed of his own ball. Doesn't have time to think. And then NRG, if they can slow down the play, they're a team that can execute. But just Gen G plays so fast. Look at this pass. Chronic down low. And it's first one for Gen G.
Off the sidewall from Noli and puts it on a platter. Eats it around Squishy. Tried to hit the reset, couldn't get in front of the ball.
Former world champion, one-time former world championship second place, actually two-time second place. You know, he's done so well in RLCS in the past that I've actually forgotten how successful he was. Oh, what a shot by Card to kick things off. I don't think Violent Panda or any of the Dig players are going to be too happy about that, because if Card is popping off, then you know you're in trouble.
Oh, lovely little dish there to start things off for Furia, and a boost though, not looking starved despite having all the ball in their own half. As Evo closes down Yan, Cards there, he just takes the shot maybe a little bit too basic. Although Dries' touch wasn't ideal either. That one's almost going to squeeze into the corner, and Lost is going to be the recipient. It all comes from the snapshot.
I just Boost was running out for everyone in defense except Andy. He wasn't able to get a good clear there. Dignitas defense.
It's one poor touch, one mistake, and suddenly those reserves completely and utterly depleted. Card might have made a mistake there. Evo was hoping that he had. Not quite to be, but it does let Dignitas in. Here's Andy. Couple of touches into the top corner. Did get their first goal.
Phenomenal control by Andy. Card trying to double the ball down the line, misses it. First touch from Andy was spectacular there to catch and threat. Equalizes the game.
Not a bad time to get your first goal in the series, just when you lose the first 1-0 and the second you go 1-0 behind after having no pressure. Maybe you just start to get a little bit worried.
Whoa!
I thought the ball was over his head, Johnny.
Wow, that is an unbelievable goal by Lost. The pre-jump came in from Andy, so Lost doubles it over him. What a touch, though. The slightest touch there.
Now Dignitas has to come back again. Andy, can he do the same? He gets the flick reset. Almost there over the top. Card stays firm in his own goal with the challenge game as well. Not too bad. Lost takes over from Yan. Dries makes a mistake on the goal line. Will that hurt their mentality?
It's difficult to know exactly what you should be preparing for here. Before Dries realized it.
Does valiantly. He's got the ball all the way across. Dries is there. Evo and him getting each other's way, but it almost works out. Pops up over the top of the Furia defense. Now that the counter, it's Yan. And just when it looked like Dignitas were in of a shot, Furia pushed them back away.
Yeah, Dignitas have really upped the aggression there. All really far forward in the pitch for... You know, you have to be scored in there if you're going to commit that much. Yeah, nobody really believed in the center ball going past the Furia defender. Furia actually played the ball to the back corner here, looking against midfield play, but they're denied. A heavy first touch brings Dries in, and he slams it home.
An absolute goal fest on Forbidden Temple all of a sudden. 48 seconds left, a couple of goals needed. Dignitas to be fancying this one, and that's great pace from Dries. Nothing go. Even though they suddenly found themselves 3 goals behind. So can they build upon this? Last time Dignitas equalized, they conceded again straight away after. That's a good kickoff from them though. Dries, he shoots, hammers it, absolute arrow, and suddenly it's 4-3.
Okay, last goal, it was the fake kickoff from Furia. Dries pounced on a heavy touch from Card. Now, it's a standard kickoff, and the passing play.
This wave dash, I think, wants to get some power on the ball. It's a little bit stuck in the corner. Yan slows things down, and then Yan gets it away from Dries as well. And the same to Andy. Do what you want, but Yan's on the pitch. You're going to get punished.
The composure from Yan fakes the off-the-wall play, fakes the infield dribble to get past 2 players, and then he just chips it over the last. And I think he had an opening to go for it if he was quick enough. I mean, you know, talking about Yan, is he quick enough? The answer is always yes. You know, talking of bumps from Yan, he's just landed one. There's a light guarded shot on net, which he takes.
The South American bulldozers find their way through again. Yan, he's taking swipes out of Evo. Dries is getting a nudge from Card. Everyone's getting involved.
You know, lower round 1, lower round 2 kind of matches. They didn't beat any other major teams to go there. Oh, that was almost in, actually. As a miss came through Fury. Now here comes Yan. Again, looking for the solo play. This time he will have a bump, but, you know, this is why. I thought he was going to do it last time. He's unbelievable at air dribble bumping. This one off a flick midair.
Yeah, the musty cancel as well to level his car out so he could just hunt down. And before then, Lost going to chase this one into the corner. He gets there ahead of Evo. I thought he was going to fake him out for a second, but instead it was just a clean challenge. Dries finds his way with the ball though, up against Card.
Oh, wow.
Gets over the goal line and he puts it away himself.
Well, I really like what I saw from Lost there. 50s in defense. You know, I asked for that from Fury earlier, but Card actually fakes a challenge in defense. It looks like he kind of just faked to Yan that we caught there. I do rate Koi right now, so G2 beating them, I think, is a big deal, especially with all the pressure on them. Like we said before, if you've just joined us, this is the most brutal format of the season, and G2 are thriving in it.
Fence sitters rejoice. G2 with the early goal just to bring this series to life. JNaps flicks it on towards Atomic. Atomic, such pace.
Handle teams like G2 the vast majority of the times that they've played them. Typical's actually lurking upfield here. Double commit from G2. It's going to bring in First Killer, who passed infield. Oh, what a pass that is! First Killer immediately punishes G2's disorganized defensive stand.
What a pass, but take a look at this finish as well. Not much angle to play with for Miss there. Had to go over the play.
Or slowed down by the demo that he just made on his retreat. G2, FaZe in a deadlock. It's, I think, more important for FaZe to get this first game. And it's all gone wrong. JNaps walks past everybody.
Yeah, but I think he surprised them all as well. There was a fake in the center of it all. FaZe were all staring at each other, wondering who's going to attack JNaps. The answer was no one. First Killer was reversing to...
It's G2 in front.
FaZe not afraid of coming back from a losing position, but Chicago with a little self-doink to tee his own touch up and stays in the attack. JNaps is coming in, he does a fake and then puts it into the top corner. JNaps has got FaZe fan just in his pocket.
Oh, lovely 50 by Chicago. JNaps knew he had time, first touch, to set himself up for the...
JNaps, and all these saves for G2 are taking more time off the clock. Every one they get is relevant to this game. Typical gets the pass up top. First Killer wins the race. Atomic has to do some work defensively. He doesn't do enough, and FaZe Clan give themselves a sniff.
That was all First Killer here. Atomic did not expect First Killer to be able to hit that center with such a big up for them, even though the ball's in their half here. They're the team with the boost advantage. They're the team with possession. You can see the counterattack did come through. All they need right now is to waste some time, but they're going for another goal.
Atomic, maybe he'll sink it. Maybe he'll end this first game. Of course he does. He loves the backboard. Smashes it home.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful by Atomic. Hard hit forward, and then an accurate and hard hit down into the net. Off to a horrendous start. Furia, after a round 1 loss to Gen G, have gone 5-0 in games. So, massive step up from them. It looks like G2 might be about to go up in the second game as well. It's JNaps again. He's everywhere he needs to be today. Dunk from Atomic, and another one by JNaps. Just like misplayed that really greedily, not flipping into the ball.
The ball through their defense. And they're not quite able to deal with him. It's a brilliant play from him. First Killer faked. Helping out Typical in the end. It's a setup. Typical surely can put it away in the end.
Oh my
He's there. The second or third bite of the cherry. Doesn't matter which it was. FaZe score.
Atomic panic flips, and then the ball comes across the box again. Chicago is too far forward in the net. It's been this season that they're going to be qualifying for the World Championship in the first day of the first regional in the spring split. I mean, that is outrageous. Oh, that's the demo landing now. Oh, what a pass! Oh my goodness, Atomic! Sets up Chicago for 2-1.
Is utterly disgusting. Look at him. Oh, it wasn't quite a pre-jump. It was just a really, really early vertical jump. Smashing the ball away. Desperation times for G2, though. Typical comes again. Mist is already up, and Chicago nips in front.
Oh, what a demo. Chicago couldn't play the ball, but he sacrificed himself. First Killer was going to have a free touch here. Chicago puts himself in the danger area, and he landed a bump on First Killer at the exact same moment the game registered a demo in Chicago.
Wisely goes round him. I've seen a couple of times where First Killer has tried that, and G2 have just bypassed him at all costs. It's been really effective for them. Chicago's coming forward. First Killer gets the bump. It might save the goal, but Atomic in and out. He pushes it in. It's chaos, but it's 4-1 G2.
Oh, that was almost heroic by First Killer. He actually bumped G2 away from being able to finish off that. Oh, you're all going to think, oh, it's just Johnny talking about air dribble bumps again. But listen, First Killer's air dribble bump passes at the Winter Major were inspirational. And I want to see more of that from him. I want to see more of that from FaZe. It's another comedy of errors for G2. And they are actually going to let FaZe come back into this game.
I'm just going to... Let's in. JNaps waiting to the right side, wants to get this ball. Atomic find him, he's past Mist. Can't quite get past First Killer though. And JNaps has bypassed. First Killer's up against Chicago. Definitely got these in his locker as First Killer all day long. In that situation, you know he's going to nail it.
It's just too difficult to defend against First Killer 1v1. Immediate flip after the reset. It's not completely crazy to hear that they're winning against NRG. If what all of the pros have told us about their scrim form is to be taken as true, which I have no doubt it is. Oh my goodness, wait a second, oh my word, Atomic! The sidewall double, catches all of FaZe Clan by surprise.
Out of absolutely nothing, took us all by surprise as well. We were jabbering on those slightly awkward moments. G2 still seem completely in control of the situation. They're not panicking, not rushing at the ball. The double commits they had in game 1 have stopped. They've got some defending to do here. And maybe that one comes awkwardly off the post for G2. FaZe force it home, and that might just give them the spring they need.
Oh, what control by Mist. He had to get multiple touches. Makes a key save for FaZe.
Just for a second, we should celebrate FaZe and Gen G, even though FaZe might lose this series. They have made Worlds, so gold claps all around, and they've scored as well. First killer, what a great 3 seconds that was for him. First he makes Worlds, then he scores a pretty nice goal.
It's another little bit of an awkward position for G2. You know, they do...
Player's going to be the first to take control of this situation. It's Chicago. He gets it back to Jake.
Oh!
Mist charges it down. Chicago's turn again. Atomic's in the center. Chicago hits it slightly behind Atomic. He has to get round this one. He can't get towards J-Nabs, and G2 do get their equalizer.
Well, FaZe are lining up to make saves. They're lining up to intercept, but they did not expect Atomic to pass the field there. They're all expecting a shot.
Wow. Might be able to happen. Mist is already up there, getting that one to the side. G2 play it well, though. Chicago, it's in a really complicated place. Reciprocal, and Atomic's coming in, goes for the bump. J-Naps is there. J-Naps sinks FaZe. G2 take the sweep.
Atomic sends it into the middle. He covers the pass. Actually.